Okay, we're all recording.
We're all recording.
Okay, so this is the semi-intermission arc episode.
You need to give it. You need to get like a appendix is not quite the right word. I don't know what. Something.
This is one of those like special offshoots that could seriously be hanging out on an exclusive Patreon.
The court special.
See, if you say it's exclusive for Patreon, then you need to make sure that it's good enough. And I feel like that might not be true either.
I don't even have a Patreon, so it's not there. Actually, maybe it will be when I finally
upload this. Yeah, because that's like a year out. So
it might not be that long.
Well, yeah, it won't be that long, but I mean, that's how far back our recordings
could be,
are.
Though.
You know what? The Patreon tier there should be like getting NPCs named after a Patreon donor, and if you donate enough, you get to be like your name is a major villain.
I kind of have something like that set up on the Kofi. That's the one I chose. I could
like that guy in Africa, Kofi.
Anon, yeah, Kofi Anon, yeah.
He started a website.
Right, no, and I joined it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad to hear he was running child soldiers before. This sounds like a good career change.
That's a different Kofi then. The guy I was thinking of was the UN guy.
No, I'm thinking of Coney. You know, Kofi. No, you're right. That is the UN guy. They both sound similar. Coney was the guy I was thinking. No, Kofi's a good guy. Never mind.
Yeah, I was like, he's a dude. He's
a nice dude.
Yeah. I have a postcard with his picture on it.
I don't know if he's nice in person, but he had a good job.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so in this special episode, Edward gets to go to trial.
Oh no!
as a lawyer, not as a defendant or anything.
Right, but if you're listening on the recording, if this part makes it through the edit, this is the first I've heard of this.
And you entirely missed the first episode of the last arc. Whatever,
Yep,
I'll fill you in on that later. There's some interesting stuff that happened, though, but that's for later. I think next session we'll actually have the whole group together, so if you're hearing this, then you notice that we are down a member, and it's because silly Callum decided to go on vacation for a long time, and he's not back yet. So we're going to do one without him, and we decided not to do a related episode to not progress the story without him. So I'm not even going to do a previously on. This is much more than just to say Edward wasn't in the last episode because he was
on vacation
doing lawyer stuff. Also not on vacation, but doing lawyer stuff in the game. So we're going to fill in what Edward was doing while the last episode occurred. Okay.
I see.
So Edward was invited to help out with the prosecution of a pharmaceutical company that had transgressed some stuff in the past. Basically they had produced a drug that caused heart attacks. It was a bipolar medication that apparently not enough testing was done on. They settled with Edward and his company, and
producing heart attacks was not the intent. That was
You're right. Yes. It was not unintended heart attacks. Not those wanted heart attacks.
But still negligence.
Yes. It was settled, and there was a section in the settlement that said if they did something similar in the future, then it would reopen the ability to be prosecuted for the crime again, or take this back to trial, and they were found negligent in something else, and so they have reopened the case, and Edward's former law firm has asked him to help with the trial. So that's what this is. This is a trial. Welcome to court. So...
And now we need the Law and Order sounds.
No, that's copyrighted. Doo-doo! There we go.
Doo-doo!
Yeah, it goes, it's a little bit happier. There's no one dying in this. I think. Can't be sure.
There's heart
Isn't
attacks.
this about people who died? Yeah, like people died.
Maybe they lived. They were just painful heart attacks. No one died. All right. So obviously, Zach and Jade were not part of this this court case or the involvement originally. Zach and Jade are not going to be playing Zach and Jade. They're going to be playing other people for this session. And I'll let them introduce their characters when we get there. So Edward, you are still Edward.
But what if I want to be somebody else?
Right? All this paperwork, all this identity stuff.
You get no choice.
Okay, so the way that this is going to work, I spent a long time trying to figure out like a lot of different mechanics on how this is going to work. So the general process is going to work like this. The prosecution, which is Edward, is going to give opening statements to the jury. The defense for... What's that company called? I should actually remember that.
Be in the notes somewhere,
Yeah,
I think.
it is in the notes.
Is it Phylox or whatever?
No, Phylox is the Phi company. It's like the one that works at Phi. This one is... Oh, I gotta pull up Arc 1 notes. It's been a long time since I looked at that. Arc 1 notes. So, court case, and I'll give you the rules for it. So it's going to start out, prosecution gives opening statements, defense gives opening statements, and then presenting of evidence. Both the prosecution and the defense can throw their evidence that they have. I'll help a little bit there because Edward at least wasn't involved in the collection of evidence so much. So I'll give you a little reminder of what evidence is available for the prosecution.
I have a question. Is this an actual criminal trial now, or is this just another civil suit? In which case it's like plaintiff versus defendant instead of like prosecution versus defendant. Because prosecution, I'm pretty sure, is only in cases where like somebody might go to jail. Like there's criminal liability versus civil liability. It's also
if it's against a business, I don't know.
Businesses can still but for example, anchoring ourselves in time right now, if this doesn't get cut, Boeing just pled guilty to a crime. Like the company Boeing, they reached a plea deal with the federal government.
Wow.
Yeah. So a company can be criminally liable and individual actors within the company can be, but then this is like a civil suit can also be like, a big part of this as well. If somebody sells you a bad drug, you sue the company and you get damages. So I think in the last time this came up, it was my law firm was representing, I think it might have been a class action suit in the previous one. Yeah. We were suing them for damages that they had their bad drug had caused. And now I think what Luke might mean is that we're suing them again because they breached part of their agreement, where they said, if they put out another bad drug, we could do this again.
Yeah, so you're right. I do mean plaintiff and not prosecutor.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I don't know if it's a critical detail or not, but on the other hand, somebody out there who listens to this might make the comment. So.
Lawyer's going to be like, he's going to be like typing and he's going to hear that. And he's going to be like, back to
Well, and this is another part of this, and this part can be in as well, as I am not a lawyer in real life, so some of this stuff I will get wrong, and you're just, as the audience, you're just going to have to forgive me.
If you're a lawyer, tell us what we did wrong in a nice way.
Yeah, in a nice way, yeah. Yeah, if you want us to read it, yeah.
Edward just
if you're mean about it, I'm going to cry.
You're going to make Edward cry.
I'm probably not going to be the one to read it, so if you're shouting at me, you're shouting into the void.
Okay, so fun question. Have you in real life ever been to court?
Yeah, I mean, the answer to that is yes, not for anything, for traffic violation.
No, I was wondering if you've ever been in a court setting and experienced any of this firsthand.
Not really, no.
Whether it's jury duty or whatever, but okay. So
I did just get a jury duty summons, so that's yeah.
I have never been summoned.
Me either.
I'm surprised. I feel like I would have by now. Nope, no summons for me. And I've been for a traffic violation. I've been to the virtual court. I don't know if that counts. Where you go on webcam and be like, hey, I'll take the deferment or whatever.
So no one here has first-hand experience in a courtroom.
So, yeah. So this is literally the blind leading you. So
this is great.
But keep in mind, this is a game, and I made up the rules. So don't take any legal advice you're about to hear.
We do what we want.
You mean in a real life situation, whoever rolls highest on the dice doesn't win the court case?
With modifiers.
Oh, gosh. Also, this is set in a different universe, so get out of here.
Yeah. Okay. So that's going to be the setup. There's opening arguments, evidence, and closing arguments. And plaintiffs go first. Okay. And I made there's gonna be a little bit of a game involved, and it's gonna be Zach, but not Zach, against Edward. Zach is gonna be playing. Yeah, Zach, whoever your new character is going to be the opposing counsel, so the defendant counsel.
So I gotta be the bad guys.
And Jade is gonna be playing some of the witnesses or people called to the stand.
Apparently, I was the only one that got, told in advance, so I got to prepare my characters.
I gave Zach some legal advice.
Okay.
But the game that you guys are playing is known to nobody, and it's going to involve some prisoner dilemma type situations. We'll see how it plays out. Just play some weighted rock paper scissors.
Okay.
Okay, and it's going to involve some rolls too. So there's a little bit of chance and a little bit of deciding what your opponent's going to do, and I'll give you the breakdown when we get there. But first is opening remarks. So the prosecution starts, and you do not have to do it. But what you're going to be doing, Edward, is giving the opening remarks in the trial for why I never found the company name. Why
Sorry.
Progenex is guilty of.
No. I have another question.
Yep.
Is that the name of the company or the name of the drug? Because it sounds like a drug name.
It's a company name.
Okay.
Maybe they make a drug named after themselves. It's like an artist who makes a song named after themselves. So, Progenex is guilty of negligence when it comes to releasing we never came up with the name of the drug, actually. I'm
sure there's a name generator online for the name of the drug.
Right.
Can you try
it out? If someone wants to do that, feel free. I'm not going to. But they released a drug. It caused heart attacks when it was supposed to be treating this bipolar disorder, and why they're negligent about their involvement in it.
I mean, it did cure the bipolar disorder.
Right? They're no longer bipolar. And it did kill people, and even though I said earlier it didn't,
Jesus.
And there were a lot of people who survived too. So there was victims, and I guess they're both victims, but surviving victims and dead victims.
Dead
Not so
victims.
surviving.
Yeah, less survived victims. Okay.
Wow.
That was well said,
This is
Luke.
great.
It's all about that eloquence in speech.
Such finesse.
Okay, exactly. I rolled a nat 20 on finesse. Linguistics 20. Okay, so if you want to start it, Edward, do you need background on the evidence at all before in your opening statements?
Yeah, why not? Let's go. I'm trying to
Okay.
make,
So you do have the. It's funny that Zach is the one who gave you this, but you did have evidence that came from the notorious hackerhood that provided the emails that the CEO had received information that the drug was. So it's an email to the CEO that says like, hey, this we'd seen some heart conditions linked to this drug. Perhaps we should do more testing, something along those lines. It was sent from one of the research managers to the CEO, and there's no reply email or anything like that, but it did show that he received an email that warned him that there may be potential risks associated with it. Hackerhood sent you that, and you received a collection of other emails, and they settled with you before it got much further. But you do have this fat email thread linked to them having background knowledge that this drug caused that. You do have several victims that came forward and said like, hey, this caused this. And you do have someone internally who was fired from the company that says that they witnessed some corporate
Malfeasance?
I was thinking malfeasance, but I was like, hey, I can say negligence. Yeah, malfeasance. So I think that's the majority of your evidence. And you are welcome to call an expert as well. And I'll give you. Okay, actually, I'm gonna give you that now. So each of you, both Edward and Zach. I think Zach, you should introduce your. So I can stop calling you Zach. Introduce your new character.
Wait a minute. I thought you had my new character figured out, like the name of it.
No, I don't have an. I can generate a name if you want one.
I didn't know I had to make a name or whatever. I thought it was figured out, or like Gade was drawing stuff for it or something.
Oh, that was for her characters. If you want me to generate you a name, I can do that real quick. That's pretty easy.
Why don't we call my character Malfurious?
He's not a superhero.
Okay, fine. Can you just give me a name?
Malfurious.
Yeah.
Esquire. Okay.
He's a super lawyer.
Your name is Alan Dershowitz.
Alan Dershowitz. Sounds good.
That's a real lawyer. You might not want to use that one. You might look up who that is first.
Really?
He's been a lawyer for Trump.
Why not?
Yeah, you might. As you generate, that's a good probably for every name that you're about to do is look up to see if it's a real person.
Yeah, no, I realized when I generated, I didn't type a fictional name. It gave me a real name.
I can just be Gordon Tchaikovsky.
No, how about Johnny Cochran? Is that good?
Johnny Cochran was also obviously a real lawyer.
No.
And I wouldn't have known any of this.
Yeah.
I would have been just been like, let's go, it's fine.
Jordan Blake. Jordan
What'd you
Blake is what it generated.
Jordan Blake. Sounds good.
Johnny Cochran is the
Okay.
lawyer who got OJ off.
Yeah, that's a good choice. He's a winner. He wins those tough cases. Okay.
Alright. I will be playing Jordan Blake.
Does he just introduce himself as Jordan Blake? Is he at law?
Jordan Blake.
Super white guy.
He's actually Asian.
Not with that name.
Enterprise lawyer man.
Okay. Does he have any? Actually, no. I'm not gonna. I'll leave it at Jordan Blake. Okay. So Jordan and Edward are the attorneys for either side. Each of you will have a few tools at your disposal. You will both have to make it interesting, a twist that you can throw into this trial. I will send you your possible choices for a twist. You get to choose one of them. And you also have objections available to you. Now, since this is has nothing to do with real law, you can use your objection whenever you like. And it will...
If you're a lawyer listening to this, probably just skip this episode.
Yeah. You're going to be pulling your hair out. So I've been trying to pull from a bunch of different systems that have social interaction stuff. So for objections, you're going to be able to object to anything. And the way objections are going to work is when your opponent rolls something, you can object to it, and it's going to force them to do whatever thing that they just did again without getting the same. So, for example, if it's a dice roll,
like a reroll.
yeah,
Okay.
it's going to force them to re-roll. Or if you're playing the game that I've introduced to you in a little bit, and they choose a specific value, it'll force them to choose a different value at random. You can basically force it's like luck kind of. So your objections kind of luck, and you're each going to get 2 objections. And then I don't know how this is going to work. I'll try it out. If any of you get a crit, then you'll get another objection as well.
Wait, so we can make the other person re-roll, or?
Yes.
Okay. It's okay. Okay, we can make the other person re-roll. So.
Yeah. So re-roll if it's a dice, or if it's the rock paper scissors game that I'm going to show you later, then it'll force them to randomize their choice instead of select a choice.
Gotcha.
So that's what
Sounds
your
cool.
objections will do.
Get 2 of them.
Yeah, you get 2 of them, and you get another one if you crit anything. And there's going to be no hero points or anything for this game. Okay, so yeah, I'll send you guys both your twists. You guys have a set of twists
Are
that you
you
can throw
sending
into
stuff
this.
through the golden spot stuff?
Okay. No, because I don't want them to know what each other
But
are.
on Discord?
So I'm going to
It's gonna
send
be
them to
private message.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you're gonna
On Discord,
send
yeah.
me anything, but I'm on Discord too. Okay.
It will later. Okay, so there's your twists, Jordan. And wow, it's been a while since I've messaged Edward. There is Edward's twist. You get to choose one of them, and they can cancel each other out. So there is some that you may, if you choose poorly and your opponent chooses wisely, they could override yours. So you get one twist. You can choose to use it whenever you'd like. So you can use it at the beginning or towards the end. You got some options there. Okay, I think we're ready. So if you want to give opening statements, this is how it's going to work. It's going to be... Oh, and I'll teach you how to win, too, I guess is important. So the jury is going to start out with an even split. I know it's not an actual jury, but we're going to do it that way for balance.
There's still a jury in a civil trial.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, like, a jury doesn't come evenly split very often, I feel like.
Well, they're supposed to come in not split, like they come in with no preconception of what happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, innocent until proven guilty. Half of them already think you're guilty. Half of them, right? So, okay. So half of the jury thinks they're guilty. Half of the jury thinks they're innocent to start. So when you roll, you're going to get the opportunity. Every degree of success will convert a juror to your side. So I'll keep track on the back end of how many jurors are on what side, and if either of you at the end reach I won't do a simple majority, but like maybe 8 out of 12.
So I think you've stumbled upon the actual correct amount for a civil trial. It's not, you don't need a unanimous jury for a civil trial. I believe it is 8 out of 12. This is something we could probably Google, but if you're probably close enough. So, but
yeah, 8 or 9. Well, I was gonna do 8 or 9, but yeah. So if you guys can achieve that by the end, then your side will win the case. Edward has his stats. Jordan has selected his stats for what skills he's going to get, and each of the steps is going to involve a different skill check. And there will be times that they'll be rolling against each other. There'll be times you'll just be rolling for yourself. So for the first step, you're going to be rolling, both of you are going to be rolling persuasion. So on your opening statements, you get to roll persuasions, and if you actually do the opening statement, instead of just saying, hey, my guy said something like this, you'll get +3 to your roll.
Okay.
So Edward will start, and if you want to give your opening statement as Edward, you get +3, and tell the jury why you think Progenex is guilty. And I can start it. Honorable Philip R. Dredd presiding.
Judge Dredd, sure.
Prosecution, you can give your opening statements.
Plaintiff again.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what to say here. I'd want to say.
So are we gonna do it in person, or are you gonna?
I'm not. So I think I would like to believe that in real life, a person would have had this all written out beforehand.
No, we're doing it live.
Not just have to improvise. Be told that, hey, you're about to go on. Good luck. Yeah, so I have no idea what to say here. But I want to.
You don't have to do a great job, because the persuasion roll is just a roll. So what you say actually doesn't
but like
matter.
there's also an audience of this to potentially entertain. So
you have like 20 people that are going to hear it.
I know. But they're all going to be disappointed because I'm not very good at this.
They've made it this far,
and this is the last episode they listen to.
Like, done with this show. They had me going until this, and then.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to think of what I say. I want to tell. Let's see. There's the previous case that they settled, right? That's evidence, right? Like, hey, this has already come up once before. These guys, they've already, had to settle this once before, and now we're back here because they did it again.
That is an interesting point.
Like that's my big opener here. Is like, hey, this thing that I already have, we've already established they've done once. The main thing I'm here to prove to you is that they did it again.
Because this is reopening the same wound.
Right, but is basically the fact that they settled that case, like that can be evidence, right? I don't know. This is another thing where none of us are lawyers, and we don't know what the real answer to this is. But for the purposes,
that's like saying they had a form. That'd be like using this is an appeal trial. Like the last trial, they were guilty.
So they now I think what was did I get them to admit wrongdoing in the previous settlement? I think
No.
that was kind of So
They
that's a
did
big
not.
hang up. So they will counter back as a part of theirs. We never admitted wrongdoing. That
You're giving him ideas.
I know, but this is fine. Is so he could say we just made the case go away. Blah 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 blah. It's like no, I'm gonna say no. There's a reason. This will be my point. Is that they settled this once before because we caught them doing this. And we're back here again because they did it again, and that was a part of the settlement. Was if they did it again, we got to do this again, and so here we are. And so and that's the defense's job to make it seem like this is not that big a deal. But like this is what I'm telling the jury. It's like this has already happened before any of you were here. Here's I'm going to show you everything that happened the first time, and then I'm going to show you everything they did again.
Is this case about a different drug?
No, this is the original drug. This is retrying the initial case because the contract, like the settlement details, said that if they were ever found guilty of or I didn't found guilty. I don't know the specific details of the contract or whatever, but it said like if they were ever charged with another related crime, that it would reopen the original case. So this is reopening the original case.
Voided
Okay.
the settlement.
So because of a different crime.
Basically, they were supposed to fix their drug, and they didn't. So here we are again.
Yeah, and if you guys want details into the case, I can give you any more details.
Yeah, I mean that would help for us to make opening statements.
Yeah, what do you want to know?
Okay, well, like, what is the very specific thing that's being accused that happened?
5% of the 5% of the user base of the drug experienced either heart attacks or death. I don't know from using it. So there was
So there's no change or something?
No change.
Like since the last case, nothing has changed. Is that what's being argued? Like
No, this is exactly the original case. So
okay.
After that case happened, the company pulled the drug off the shelves and gave a settlement to a bunch of the victims and then donated. Actually, I think that's all they did. They gave a bunch of money.
What
to
about
the
the people that were taking it and it was working for? Was that a
And
thing
then
at all? But it was working for them.
There were people that were taking it that did not get heart attacks. Correct.
Was it treating their bipolar?
Yes. Yeah. This is doing nothing. I feel funny.
Okay, so presumably this drug is no longer even out there.
Right. So after the lawsuit initially, Progenex pulled it from the shelves.
Okay, so in the opening statement, we would expect Edward to suggest what they're asking for in trying this any further, like as compensation.
So I'm confused how we got here then. If they pulled it, how did we get back here to this trial?
It could only be reopened if the company did something. Basically, like the company is on probation, and the company did something else, so this is reopened, but we're not addressing that something else. We're just addressing this case.
Okay, so it's not like this. They pulled
Yeah.
it. Oh god.
We're reopening this so that you can get
More
further
money.
compensation. Yeah, I'm guessing.
All right. Well, then now my opening statement is similar, but it's like, okay, they did,
That's why I was
we're here.
confused. I was like, wait a sec.
I
They've
thought-
already.
I-
Yeah.
I didn't realize they pulled the drug. So so we're also here about some other drug that is causing problems as well.
No, that's a separate case.
Oh.
So the new case is handled by a different team, so that's not going to be, and it hasn't been.
Gotcha. Okay, well then I can still use the idea that they basically settled a case for this once before. That's why we're here. Is that the company is a consistently negligent company who is going. They are reckless. They put profits above patient health. That sort of thing.
I like it. What's your roll?
Okay, what am I rolling? I obviously a D20.
Persuasion. Yes.
Persuasion. I need to go to my character sheet.
And you don't. I mean, you like half did it in first person. I'll give you +1.
Good thing I upped my persuasion last level up. All right, persuasion. I rolled bad. A total of a 13. 5 plus 8.
Oh, and that's another piece of this. I'm not going to tell you whether or not you get people to your side or not.
That's fine.
Roll insight. I'll tell you what you think happened.
Insight's also a plus 8. I also rolled a 5. I rolled a 13 again. Total of 13. 5 plus 8.
You can't read the jury.
Yep. Fair enough.
Defense and
I guess if you count that extra plus 1 you gave me, I was actually at a 14 and not a 13.
okay. What was not prosecution?
Plaintiff.
Plaintiff. Okay. Plaintiff. All right. Go ahead and give the defense.
Before I do this, I'd like to ask something. What is in it for, like, what is the defense allowed to, I guess, get out of this? Like, what is the, like, what sort of benefit is there to... I'm trying to understand what the highest goal is, to argue on behalf of the defense. Like, you know, because there's legal fees. So what, I mean, can we, like, get this case closed and then legal fees paid? Like, I don't know what my ultimate goal is in arguing for the defense.
What's my motivation?
Yeah.
You
Like, what kinds of things can I ask for?
you could be found not guilty of the charge of negligence in terms of the drug being released.
So it's really just to close the case forever. Because the reason why I ask is because part of my goal is to persuade the jury, and the jury isn't really going to care that we're, like, just going to not be found guilty unless I talk about, okay, actually I have an idea. Okay, never mind.
I also don't know that this is, I think we're more discussing liability versus guilt or innocence.
Semantics.
Yeah.
Yeah. One sec here. I have to play my cards. Let's see which cards I'm going to play here.
Are you looking... You're looking at my legal advice?
Well, yeah, because I can't play every card, so I gotta kind of pick a card to play. So, what was the one?
He has a little bit of an advantage over you and a little bit of a disadvantage over you. I gave him some ideas on how to argue against you, but I also gave him a little bit lower stats on some things.
Oh, this is why my text was all messed up here. Okay, so sorry. I was having a hard time reading it because it was malformatted when I copied it. Okay, now it makes sense again. Okay. Alright, so I call myself the defense then?
Yes.
Okay. Hello everybody, this is Jordan Blake, representing Progenex.
You sound like a radio announcer.
Yeah, pretty much. Look, we're here again. This case is being reopened, and it doesn't have to do with anything current going on. Progenex followed up in regards to this case. It was alarming, when it opened in the past. And they're seeking to take more money from this company when ultimately what we're doing is good for the public, and we can show that the benefits of this drug outweigh the risks. We also Progenex took plenty of follow-up correction actions regarding the issues with this particular drug. The point is that Progenex makes plenty of other drugs that help many individuals. And so it would be a great loss to everyone if this were to continue siphoning off the company's resources to do good. Ultimately, I'm here to show that Progenex is a good force in the world. Sometimes these things can happen, and there's a lot of technical details that go into that. But we're here to show that those technical details can be addressed, and hopefully they'll never arise again in the future with new drugs that are created. Progenex learns from its mistakes.
Love it.
I like it too because his opening statement is conceding that like, hey, heart attacks happen sometimes with drugs. I'm like, cool, we're off to a great start for me.
Okay, so go ahead and do your roll and add 3. That was great.
Sorry, yeah, I was reading that thing you posted. Sorry, I was like, what? Okay, so it is going to be I only rolled a 3, even though it was a great statement. And then plus 3 is 6, plus persuasion, this is a persuasion roll? Man, I think I have 0 persuasion. I don't know how much persuasion I have.
Wait, what are the stats of his new lawyer person?
Yeah,
Luke
that's
has
the...
So I guess I don't know that. But 3 plus 3 is 6 plus whatever my persuasion is.
Yeah. Okay. I have the numbers. We have the beef, the meats. We have the meats. That's what it is.
We have the beefs.
Yeah, the beefs. Do you want to roll insight to see if you can tell if that did anything for the jury?
It's funny because if I roll insight, it actually gives Edward more of an advantage because you're gonna say it out loud. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Well, I mean,
yeah.
the worst case is it sways no one. You don't get negative sway.
Yeah, I don't care about insight on this one.
Okay, you don't have to learn. Okay, so that's opening statements, and now it's the introduction of evidence. So the way that's going to work is you can choose to introduce evidence into the case, and you're gonna give if it's physical evidence, you can try to do a persuasion roll to convince the jury how it relates to the case. Or if it's a witness, you can question them, and then the opposite side will get to
Cross-examine?
Examine. Yes. It's like everyone just says cross on these courtroom dramas. Yeah, so the other side will get to cross-examine the witness. And you guys get to play this game that I just posted. So if you look on, it's a chart, and so you have 6 choices that you can make. You can choose to negotiate, you can choose to bluff, you can choose to pressure, you can choose lawyer speak. And then there are 2 special cases, which is a priori and ex post facto. Those 2 have an additional thing that you can do. So, in this game, Edward is going to want as high of a positive number as possible, and Jordan is going to want as low of a negative number as possible. You will not know what each other choose until you've chosen. So you choose an action: negotiate, bluff, pressure, lawyer speak, a priori, and ex post facto, and then the other person will choose something, and that cell determines the result of that interchange when it comes to a witness. And then what's going to happen is if it's a negative number, Jordan will roll and add that to their die roll, and then Edward will roll +0, and if it's a positive number, Edward will roll plus that, and Jordan will roll +0. So this is a bonus to whatever category you choose. And then I added totals on the end so you can see like what the average of that total. So a higher negative is better for Jordan, a lower negative is better for Jordan, a higher positive is better for Edward.
So this is like your rock, paper, scissors
right
template.
So you guys are going to be playing this game, and
so
it's...
so if I want a quick example here. So if one of us picks bluff and the other picks lawyer speak, and that's some result of a 7, and then what you add.
Sorry, I did not explain who is who.
Yeah.
Edward will be choosing columns, and Jordan will be choosing rows.
Okay. So if Jordan picks bluff and Edward picks lawyer speak, then Edward makes out.
Yeah, Edward gets +7, yeah.
Right, because Jordan's trying to bluff, and Edward's like, well, I did my studies, and your bluff is bullshit, so he gets +7. Okay, got it.
Okay, and so then what? Then the next step is a roll, but I roll with a +7.
Right, and he would roll +0.
+0.
I wrote the attributes on the columns. Negotiate is persuasion, bluff is deception, pressure is intimidate. You each have a lawyer skill, like a law skill. And then insight is the last 2. Okay, now I'll explain the bonus for the last 2. A priori and ex post facto. So, a priori, if you choose that, notice the numbers are a bit lower. If you choose that, it means that you can force your opponent in the next session to not choose something. So they cannot choose bluff the next time, they cannot choose pressure the next time, they cannot choose law speak the next time. Yeah, so you can pick a column that they cannot choose next time. Ex post facto, it's a bit of a gamble. What it will do is, if you can correctly guess what they choose next time, you will automatically win.
That's a wild one.
This is an interesting little game you concocted.
Yeah.
Unrelated to this thing itself, I'm curious. How did you find the template like this somewhere else, and you adapted it, or did you just come up with this all on your own?
I made this up because that's what I do with my spare time.
All right.
Okay. So I mean, I pulled a little bit from. There were some there was this really cool game that I looked up called. I posted this on Reddit actually, and I was like, hey, I'm trying to make a courtroom RPG. How do I do this? And I got all sorts of suggestions, and I was like, okay, that's a lot of stuff. I can't look into all of these, but I found one called Duel of Wits, and it was a little bit different. Like in this Duel of Wits, you kind of battle over a central body of the argument, and you like basically can like attack the argument like it has HP. And I was like, that's kind of weird, interesting. But the idea was like choosing these specific types of arguments that you make against it, and then you'd roll. And I was like, oh, I like the idea of like choosing a specific argument type. So that's kind of what I did.
A Pokemon type.
Okay, so this is in relation to witnesses. So physical evidence is going to be persuasion. Witness testimony is going to be based on this chart. So you, instead of like asking questions, I mean, you can, and it'll be the like questions that you ask will be related to the type you choose. So if you choose to negotiate with your witness, then it'll be like a friendly conversation. If you choose to bluff and try to get the witness to slip up, then yeah, that's what type of questions you're technically asking the witness, and you can roleplay that if you want. No pressure. Okay. Prosecution, plaintiff starts. I'm gonna do that the entire time.
That's okay.
What would you like to introduce as evidence in this case?
Like just, what are my options? Am I just drawing from like anything I can think of, or?
It can be anything you think of. There are a few examples that I listed earlier. You had a few witnesses, a few victims. You have expert testimony available to you, and you have the email evidence.
Let's just start with a victim.
Okay. We did not prepare one for this, but let's test your improv skills, Jade.
Okay.
Yep.
Showtime.
Okay. So, for witness, you guys can both roll and then send me privately what you chose for column and row.
And we're doing this right now? Okay. Gotta look at this whole thing here real quick and decide.
Yeah. Take a few minutes.
I am the columns, you said.
Yes, you choose the columns and take into account that you're trying to choose the highest and your opponent's going to try to make you choose the lowest. So you kind of have to like, what's my opponent going to choose and how far down this line am I going to look? And if you notice, it is symmetrical across the diagonal. So what is a positive for you is a negative for them. It's a zero-sum game.
It should be the same negative, right? Like.
So yeah, once you have your selection, both of you, and this gives you a few minutes
So I'm like
to try
a
to
victim,
figure out what you're
like
gonna
a family
play.
of
Jade.
one of the people have died. Or
You
something?
get to entirely make up a brand new character on the spot. So good luck. Either a family of someone who died or someone who got a heart attack and survived. And if you choose ex post facto, also let me know what you think they're gonna pick.
Oh, you do that on this round. Yeah, I thought you did that on the following round. Okay.
You do that for a priori.
Okay.
A priori prevents a choice the next round. Ex post facto, you automatically win if you guess the one that they choose. You get the column value or the row value if you lose. That's why it's worth significantly less. Okay. So the output is, I suppose I could just tell you because you'll be able to figure it out with deduction anyway. Not prosecution. Why am I doing this? Plaintiff chose to negotiate.
Wait, I'm the plaintiff.
No, you're the defendant.
Your defense.
Oh, I'm the defendant. Yeah, okay, got it.
The plaintiff chose to negotiate, and the defense chose to pressure. So it is a -2 towards defense. Or yeah, correct.
Towards defense?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, isn't that a positive for me?
Yeah, that's good. You
Okay,
want negatives.
cool. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so now you'll both roll. And your roll, I guess Jordan already rolled. You'll get to add 2 to it, plus your modifier for that attribute.
So
your roll plus intimidation plus 2. Correct.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So, Edward, what's your roll?
Am I at a -2?
No, just 0.
And then what am I adding in?
Your roll plus...
So since you did negotiate, you would be persuasion plus your roll.
Okay. I rolled a 17, and my persuasion is a 8, so a total of a 25.
Okay. Defense wins this argument by 1 degree.
Okay, so we're not role playing it out.
No. So now you'll role play it out, and Kristen will be the person and if you can, I mean, try to role play it as the type of argument you chose. So prosecution starts. Try to negotiate with the victim. That's just a nice thing to do to a victim. And then the defense is going to try to pressure the witness.
Okay, so before we do this, it kind of feels to me like the whole rolling thing shouldn't be revealed until after.
Yeah.
Right. Because we're going into this knowing the defense just won with rolls.
Right. I mean,
it's gonna hurt our roleplay ability.
Okay,
so like
fine.
let us roll, then let us act, and then tell us the results based on the roll.
Fair enough. I like it that way better too.
Okay, cool.
I'm making this up on the spot too, so kind of. I mean, I made the game a little bit in advance, but it took me a long time to balance that table.
Yeah, I bet.
Edward starts. You're
Sure.
talking to. Who are you, Jade?
What's the name?
My name is Lori Anderson. I'm a mom of 3.
Okay, and then were you the one who had the heart attack, or was it?
Yes, I had the heart attack.
Okay. So, and then how long had you been taking the medicine before you had the heart attack?
Almost, let's see, 6 months.
Any health problems prior to that?
I mean, besides the bipolar.
No, yeah, besides the bipolar.
No, fairly healthy. I have 3 children, so we get out a lot and go on bike rides and stay healthy. So I mean, for a 55-year-old, I feel like I've kept up well enough. And the bipolar medication seemed like it was okay at first, but then obviously I'm here because I experienced that heart attack, and it's changed my ability to do stuff that I did before, like bike rides. And
So it's
have to
the
be
heart
more
attack.
careful.
It'd be fair to say the heart attack significantly reduced your quality of life.
Yes.
And when your doctor was prescribing this for you, did he give any indication to you that heart attacks could be a potential side effect?
Not that I recall. There was some, I think, side effects, like little side effects.
But none of them, you don't consider a heart attack a little side effect.
No. No.
No, so of course not. So, and then in your, I imagine you probably Googled the medication or did some of your own research, or probably you might have even seen a commercial for it. In any of your exposure to the medication on a television commercial or in your own research, had you seen anywhere that heart attacks or heart complications of any kind were indicated as a possible side effect?
Not that I found. No. And I did some research on other bipolar, like checked with other people who had bipolar on the bipolar groups and meetups and stuff like that, and I couldn't find anything that was supposed to be detrimental, like that detrimental.
So it would definitely be fair to say then that this was a complete surprise. You had no idea that this was a possibility.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Then when after this had happened and you were talking to your primary physician and so on as they were trying to determine this, I imagine they spoke to the drug company. Did you get the indication that the drug company was forthright with your doctor, or did?
Objection, Your Honor. Leading witness.
You've been late to that.
I know, but you know what? Objection.
Sustained? Is that bad or good?
Sustained would be you're just supporting him. Overruled is what you say when they.
Yeah, not an actual ejection. I was just.
I know. But so that's one of his special things he gets to use then, right?
No. I was just. I told him to say that.
Oh, okay. You told him to say it. Hey, whose side are you on here?
Stop leading the witness.
I'm just helping her out a little bit, and I don't know that was that leading. I lost my train of thought. No, you ruined everything. What was I saying?
A lot of would be safe to says.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Did your doctor say if the drug company was forthright as they were trying to determine what happened?
I wouldn't say that. I feel like they were very quiet on the matter. So I didn't get much information about it. I was too busy figuring out how to pay my hospitals.
Good enough.
Yeah, I think I was going to say no further questions for this witness. So.
Take your seat, Mr. Spencer. Mr. Blake.
Oof, this is gonna be rough.
How are you going to treat this victim?
It's not gonna be pleasant, and that's what makes this hard because the role's already decided.
Yeah.
It's just like we should.
You chose pressure.
Let's not reveal the roles till later. But
Okay, next time we'll do that. We have a few of these.
What's her name?
You don't remember the witnesses?
Laurie Anderson. Yeah, look, guys, like I yes, Laurie Anderson.
The jury murmurs. If that's even your real name.
Yeah. If that's even your real name, Laurie. Yeah, no. One sec. Okay, Laurie Anderson. I'm sorry you had to go through that heart attack. It was not. Yeah, and it wasn't Progenex's intention.
That's not a question.
But.
Objection.
Can I only do questions? Okay.
Yeah, you gotta ask the witness questions.
Well, I mean, opening, just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you had your opening statement. This is question time.
Okay. Laurie, were you not taking other medications at the time?
Well, occasionally with bipolar, there's some medications. Yes, I took one more.
You took just one more medication? And when your doctor prescribed you the bipolar medication, were they very clear with you about the effects that it could have while taking another medication?
Yes, my doctor, med manager, whatever you want to call them, were very clear to recommend by what the description on the bottles or the labels or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that they worked well together. That they were supposed to work well together.
And
as
so
medications.
And so you were not at all concerned with any issues that could occur while taking these two medications simultaneously. You understood very clearly what they were doing to your system?
Yes. I've worked with this doctor for a long time, and we've, I'm very trusting in this doctor. He hasn't steered me wrong before. So yeah.
Now, how long have you been working with this
this
doctor?
I was diagnosed with bipolar when I was 45. I'm 55 now, so about 10 years.
So you've been trying different drugs throughout that time, because bipolar is hard to quite get right with a solution that helps your life.
Correct.
And it was this drug that finally made things feel right.
At first, I thought that that's what was happening. Yes.
And
But
but then you had
6
the heart
months
attack.
in, yeah.
Right, but things finally got better, didn't they?
I mean, for a little bit at the beginning, but
Right.
not for very long.
Now, leading up to this, were you perhaps doing things that you shouldn't have been doing while on this medication because it wasn't working out until you tried this medication?
What are you accusing me of, sir?
Well, when you take these drugs, your doctor should tell you clearly the different things that you should and shouldn't do while you're on them and mixing these drugs together. Now, were you doing anything, let's say dietarily, that you shouldn't have been consuming something while on these drugs? Or maybe were you doing something physically that you shouldn't have been doing while on these drugs?
Not that I'm aware of. I have 3 children to look after, and I try my hardest to stay strict on what my doctor prescribes me to help me through my manic and depressive episodes that bipolar has caused me over the last 10 years.
And how do you know what your doctor's relationship with Progenex was?
I didn't really know that end of it. Like, I don't feel like that's something I needed to know until I had the heart attack.
And with all those children, were you relatively stressed at the time of your heart attack?
I mean, yeah, I think anybody would be. It's
Okay.
no good to have a heart attack and have 3 children.
I think we can move.
I like it. Okay, I don't know how it works in court, but I'm sure it's not this way, but I'm going to alternate between you. So, defense, would you like to call a witness or submit any evidence? So, available to you, you have experts available willing to help you say the drug was safe or followed all guidelines and stuff like that. You also have a distributor who has worked with Progenex for several years and is acting as a character witness, I guess.
Yeah, I'd like to just call the expert talking about how the drug isn't dangerous. Even though Progenex has been brought to court on this matter, it wasn't fully settled on this drug actually being an issue, but we settled and we wanted to give Progenex wanted to give some compensation back to those that were affected, but we didn't pursue. There wasn't enough information to prove that.
This is a statement again. Are you questioning a witness or what? What's going on here?
I think that's why I'm bringing the witness, right? I can't
Okay.
say it. Okay.
Okay, well, are you? I guess if you're just explaining for our sake or the audience sake why you're doing it, versus so long as you're not telling it to the jury.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Aside.
So we can't say why we're bringing this guy up front.
No.
Okay, then we'll bring him up front. The guy who is an expert on the drug and its effects.
I'll be this guy. So Jade can have a break. So we'll play this game again. Choose your columns and any. Oh, also you guys still have your special twists available to you as well.
When do we have to call those or?
Anytime there's any time that you can use it. So
Okay.
yeah, choose your columns. You don't have to give me the roll, but just tell me which column or row.
They're not numbered.
Yeah, just choose the word.
So now, now that it's the second round, if we do the a priori, that's to say we're guessing what they're gonna choose now, and the ex post facto
It's
is
the other way
we're
around.
guessing. So ex post facto is guessing now, a priori is guessing next round.
It prevents next round. So a priori is like next round you cannot bluff.
Okay.
Ex post facto is if I correctly guess what you choose this round, then I win.
You just win.
Mm.
Okay. Gotcha. What if we ex post facto their ex post facto?
Dun dun dun.
It's one of those weird ones here.
Everybody wins.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, we're all gonna get laid.
Jury decides to go home and have drinks. Okay, and then I guess argue your case.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you're first this time.
So in argue my case, so I make the statement, or I get to like
No,
talk to the
I'm the
witness?
witness.
Okay.
So
And
you're
I should do it in the
assholes.
I should do it in the style that I told you I chose,
Yes.
right? Okay, cool. What is your name?
Bill Butlicker.
I have one of those.
You have to choose a real name.
What kind?
You all right, Luke?
No. My name's Robert Brown.
Robert Brown, and you work for Progenex?
No, I am an independent drug researcher at the University of New York.
Dr. Robert Brown.
And you did research on the drug that we're talking about today.
Extensively.
Why
My
did you do
job.
this research?
Take some things into account here.
Money.
It was part of the duties of my job as a clinical drug tester.
It was just part of your duties, or were you particularly passionate about researching this drug?
I research every drug that heart attacks people.
Why do you research the drugs that heart attack people?
To make
Hold on. Yeah, that's a verb.
We're all dying here.
I want to make this a safer country, and if there's less heart attacks, then this country is going to be a better place for everyone.
Would you say that you spent more time on this drug than because you cared?
I don't discriminate when it comes to drugs.
Yeah, heroin, ecstasy.
You just said you're passionate about testing drugs
sorry,
that cause
correction.
heart attacks.
I do not discriminate when it comes to heart attack drugs. So, sorry, yes, correction.
So all drugs that cause heart attacks are equally important for you to be researching.
Yes.
Cool.
And what did you find when you researched this drug?
In all 72 of the cases that I presented to the mice, none of them had heart attacks. I did a correlation study with primates, and each of the primates received no life-threatening conditions. Some of them seemed a little stressed out, but that's normal. We keep them in cages; they're really small.
And would you say that this particular drug outperforms others? I mean, just with side effects and such. Like you said that they were stressed out. What do you see similar effects with other drugs, or are they worse that would potentially cause heart attacks?
Of the other heart attack drugs?
Yeah. How does it perform relative to the other heart attack drugs in terms of side effects?
In terms of heart attacks, it's doing.
a bipolar drug. It's not a heart attack drug.
No. But the reason why we're asking this is because the research is being done to make sure that because it's being said that this drug can cause heart attacks. The whole point of the research is to prove that it does not cause heart attacks.
It's not a heart attack drug, though. And you're like, I feel like when you call it that, you're on my side.
Well,
this very dangerous drug that you study of all the other dangerous drugs, how would you say it's... Well, thank you. I appreciate your help on the plaintiffs.
In terms of giving heart attacks, it's doing a really poor job. It didn't give any of them heart attacks.
yeah. So the point we're trying to make here is that this drug was being studied because it's been claimed that it causes heart attacks. So you study this drug because you want to prove whether or not this is causing heart attacks to protect people. But you couldn't find that this drug was causing any heart attacks, could you?
Not even one in any monkey or any mouse.
And did you test this drug simultaneously with other drugs on your test subjects to see how it affected them?
Do recreational drugs count?
Of course they do. You are a diligent drug tester trying to prove how this drug works, right?
I tested several other drugs. Also,
That's right. And in no way did it cause any heart attacks.
none of the animals or myself
Yep.
got heart attacks.
Yeah.
I heard it.
Are we just ignoring
All right,
Luke?
we're moving on. What?
Nothing. I guess I heard it. Nobody else did.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, prosecution.
He said myself. Yeah, we're gonna move on.
No.
from that.
What is it? I keep saying prosecution.
Plaintiff.
Plaintiff. I have it written down right next to me too, and I keep saying it.
You can also just say Mr. Spencer. 'Cause that's
Spencer.
All right. I want to use one of my things, but I don't know how to bring it in now with what the testimony was.
Okay. Which message me? Which one? So I'll say maybe it might not fit here, so I might have to like shift it.
Depending on what it is, can I counter with one of mine too, or no?
You won't know what it is in advance.
Okay, gotcha.
That's the one I want to use.
Okay. That one will be next round if you want to do that.
I want to do it on this one because this is better here. If you're saying I can't, that's I suppose.
Yeah. That one will be a new one.
All right. Well, maybe I'll hold off on that. I wanted to do it to his witness, so that's better. That's okay. All right. Okay. So you said you studied this in mice and primates, right?
Yes.
But any human testing?
None officially.
None for you. Okay. Officially. What do you mean officially?
None documented.
Sure. Did Progenex provide you any data from their human trials?
No, it's entirely independent.
Entirely independent. Okay. And so when Progenex was getting reports of heart attacks as a side effect, they shared none of that data with you.
I'm not affiliated with Progenex.
Because we're just establishing that. So you really have no way of knowing exactly how many people were affected by Progenex's drugs, because you don't know the number of people who was prescribed to, how many pills they manufactured, what the reports of side effects were, and in terms of the effect of the population at large, you actually have no idea. Is that right?
That's right.
And you would also is the correlation of what happens in monkeys and primates to the human population when a drug is sent out, is that a perfect correlation?
No.
Okay. I think I'm done.
So
now we do our rolls.
yes, the rolls are up. So it will be benefit to the defense at a +4 for the defense.
Okay. And then I can send you my roll.
Yeah, the total. I don't need the. Yeah.
Well, I'll send you my roll. You're doing the stat calculation, right?
Do we now, if we're doing this, do we need to just send it to you in private, or
No, you can just say it. It doesn't need to be private.
Okay, I rolled well.
So it's your roll plus the bonus, or I guess.
In my case, minus 4.
No, you +0.
+0.
Yeah.
Okay. I rolled a 16 on the dice, and my law is 11, so I've got a 27.
And then I sent you mine.
Right. We take those.
Okay. Next, plaintiff witness or evidence. Oh, and you wanted to use your thing, or do you want to change it?
Let me look back over the ones I have. Yeah, sure. I'll do the one I said before. Why not?
Okay, so prosecution calls a witness, their own expert, pretty much with the opposite viewpoint. Jay, do you want to do this one?
Which one was it?
It's not.
Sorry.
It's a new one. It's neither of the two you prepared.
A new person?
Yep.
Okay. But I created other people.
They don't want those witnesses.
Okay. Apparently not.
Okay, and I will
Rude.
send you a message about
Okay.
what their opinions and facts are. Okay. So when you're ready, Edward, I think.
I'm going to call another expert witness to rebut the previous one. They need to have like better credentials or something like that. I don't know. And hopefully, maybe if we if in the previous time had this is not to the jury. Right. If we had gotten access to the data that Progenex was working with, hopefully I would have given this person data, or during the questioning, I'll give what I have. Well, I mean, there would have been deposition.
Yeah, we're skipping depositions. We'll do it in post. Okay, so who is your person, Jade? The expert in
Sam Evans.
Sam.
Dr. Sam.
Dr. Sam Evans from Harvard University. PhD, Massachusetts.
My home address is Sam Evans. Welcome to the stand.
Thank you.
Mr. Spencer, proceed.
Dr. Evans. What's your profession? And how long have you been doing this? That sort of thing. Let's go over your credentials.
Qualifications are hard to make up.
Okay, yeah, you've been a
I'm
doctor.
a regular.
Yeah,
I'm a doctor.
You've been studying medicine, producing medicine. You've worked in the not just in academia, but you've also been worked for private companies producing drugs, or that sort of thing.
Objection, leading the witness.
I'm trying to help her out here.
I'm a pharmaceutical researcher. I use scientific knowledge to develop new medications, test substances, evaluate products, and create new dosage forms, as well as my doctorate degree. Yes. So that is what I am currently doing now.
Excellent. Okay. And you've studied bipolar drugs before as well. And
correct.
Yep. And you're familiar with the development time of a drug and complications that can come up in every stage of testing.
Yes.
So I'll start with a broad question. Have you ever seen a drug like Progenex that has used to treat bipolar that made it to the market as so quickly as Progenex did? Would you say it made it to the market unusually fast?
I'd say in the grand scheme of things that yes, it was a little quick on the draw.
Not that by itself, maybe not a cause for alarm. Now, when you had a chance to review their clinical trial data, did you see anything concerning there?
Yes, we came to the conclusion that this drug, matter-of-factly, does cause heart attacks.
Okay. Yeah, and so furthermore,
No question.
when you got a chance, thanks to the work of a activist hacker, you got a chance to see what Progenex's internal results were after the drug's released.
Sorry, repeat that.
Are we getting some GM typing here? Okay, I can wait a moment.
I'm just trying to give you guys talking points because I have a little bit more backstory than everybody else, so I'm trying to help.
Yeah, just go ahead and repeat that question.
The internal data of how the drug was doing after it made its way to market was leaked to the public, and you got a chance to review that, didn't you?
Correct.
What did you find in Progenex's internal discussions of their drug?
That in percentage of the human participants, about 5% had gotten heart attacks by taking this particular drug.
5%. And that is, would it be wrong to characterize that as unacceptable?
Yes, that is unacceptable for a drug released to the public.
Typically, when the other drug companies you've seen, when they have a drug with surprise complications, what is the industry standard response?
Well, usually there's warning labels and such, where if you are taking the drug, you're aware of that.
Right. But at a 5% rate of heart, that's not just put a warning label on it. That's recall the drug, isn't it?
Exactly.
Right. And how quickly after how many cases, or how quickly would you say it would take a normal company to see this data and recall the drug?
Oh, crap. This is for Progenex. I'm
Yep.
sorry, I had the wrong data.
What?
Oh, My data is for ADHD meds.
Did something just happen here, Luke?
Yes.
For Brogenex.
God damn it. I'm sorry. That's too much.
Did I get a counter to my counter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brogenex, are you kidding me? I'm dying.
Huh. Sorry, I don't usually make mistakes such as that. I highly apologize.
God damn it.
This in the back end is. Oh man. Whew. Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah. So yeah, counter to counter. Okay. Yeah. Any further questions?
I mean, I guess not.
Defense? Do you have any?
Okay, bro. I can't. No questions.
Okay. Defense. Do you have any further evidence or witnesses? Oh, we're gonna roll for that one though. So we gotta choose our columns. Okay, and you guys have both used your curveball now.
Did we only get one or did we get two?
Yeah, just one. You have 2 objections for
Two
rerolls.
object-
Or you can use it for this game too if you wanted to make them randomly choose their choice. You could change their thing.
It makes it random, or they get
Random, yes. And you don't get to know what the result is though. So it's like I don't tell you. So you choose one, and if they randomize it, then I'll tell you guys that you guys can say objection and then randomize the other person, but you don't get to know the result.
Okay, you know my row.
Okay. The result is
We have to roll though, right?
the defense gets +2.
There it is.
Rolling again. Natural 19
Plus your stat.
plus my stat is this one is persuasion. Okay, total of a 27.
That is interesting.
The
Did we tie?
Yes. The jury seems unswayed by the witness who apparently has
That's
the
so
wrong.
perfect. That's so perfect that rolls tied on like a dead, like we countered and we tied. That's great. What a weird.
So if you had not countered each other, you would have got an additional bonus. I didn't actually call it out, but you would have gotten an additional bonus.
we
Thanks for
counted
hanging me
together,
out to dry.
okay.
Bonuses cancel each other out. So yeah, that witness just had the wrong courtroom, I guess.
Showed up for no reason.
Next door at Brogenex.
I'm a Harvard graduate. I deserve respect.
Thanks for wasting our time, bro. God.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck?
Yeah. It was feeding you stuff. I was just like, okay, here's the stats for you're the best expert witness. Okay, nope, you're a terrible witness. Yeah.
That was great.
Brogenex. Now, who came up with Brogenex?
Yeah, that was me.
It was you?
Yeah, on the spot. That just
Well, yeah, on the
So
spot.
good.
I didn't think you had thought of that one earlier.
I've been
Luke's sitting
saving
around
that.
planning for today. Man, if they asked me for it, what should I... Brogenex.
That's it. ADHD meds at Brogenex.
All right.
God. Okay.
I think that was a not prosecutor witness, Edward witness. So I think that is a Jordan witness next, or evidence. I guess you don't really have, if you have anything.
Yeah, so I can go off that list of cards, right?
So the only thing you have left is there's only one other thing that might help you, and it's a character witness for the leadership, I guess, of the company. And they're a distributor that has worked for the company for several years.
Well, I can present evidence.
Yes. Or yeah, like physical evidence, yes.
Well, what physical evidence can I present?
That you're innocent, or there's not much.
There's just no, yeah. So my options are just evidence
Or-
that we're innocent, or evidence, or the leader.
Or you could just rest. That's a choice too.
What is the leader again?
The leader?
Oh, sorry, the person at the company. You're saying
The distributor.
the distributor.
Yeah, so they work with Progenex to help distribute the drugs, and they've done so for several years. They're more of a character witness than anything.
Oh, we'll rest.
Okay.
God damn it.
That was
Was that your other character?
That was one of the ones we prepared.
Well, I mean, let's just do it. Yeah, let's do it. That's fine. I think it'd be cool to get that character out here. I just don't know exactly how the distributor is gonna help.
It's okay. It's fine. It's just funny that Luke did say that I got into too much
Yeah, I was
detail
like,
with the character.
that's why if they don't choose it, you just
I didn't know that was an option. I just figured that was my role.
So do you
Yeah.
remember when I did that that session where I made all the company details and everything, and you guys didn't even do any of them? Yeah, I learned that lesson.
Now I know
too.
how it
Yeah,
feels.
yeah.
It's
Alright.
okay. It's getting it's like 10:21.
Yeah, we'll do one
so,
more presentation of evidence, and I think we'll do closing statements and then be done. Okay, so Edward, you got one more piece of evidence to call before court has to adjourn for the night. Dred's got some law to uphold.
Do I have evidence that physical evidence that shows?
Yes, you
I guess
have
you-
the emails.
Sure, I will do the emails. Can I do the emails with the person on the stand who sent the emails?
Hackerhood?
No,
Or the person
no.
who sent them to. Yes.
Yes,
Um,
that would.
Sure.
That's the way to go.
I'll give you this though. From depositions with this person, they pled the fifth. So you could call them to the stand, but there's no guarantee that they will answer.
Because I don't know that you're allowed to. You can't interrogate, a piece of evidence. So, you got to put somebody on the stand and say, "Hey, you sent this email, right?" So
That's
all
fair.
right, so we'll do it anyways.
Yes.
And he'll plead the fifth on some of this, but that's fine. I don't think he'll.
So this is evidence, so we're not doing the rows and columns?
No, we will because it's fun.
Okay.
Because I realize, yes, there does have to be a person with the evidence. Right? You can't just have evidence for evidence sake. Yeah, there's person on the stand. Choose your rows and columns, and it's the guy who sent the email to the CEO about it on the stand. Go ahead and start, Mr. Spencer. On the stand is Daniel Davis, researcher at Progenics.
Daniel Davis. Okay, Mr. Davis. I'm going to put an email in front of you and ask you to read it. We'll start with that. So slide him the email. Just ask him to read aloud what the email says.
He says, "Dear Big Boss Man, I am emailing you to inform you of a concern I have with unnamed drug X237. It's heart attacking people. Sincerely, Daniel."
Now, who sent that email?
I did.
And why did you send that email? I'm going to ask you to reread some of this email, if you don't mind. This part here, and I point at the part where it says, "It's heart attacking people." Could you please reread that sentence?
It's heart attacking people.
Okay, and I'm going to ask you again, why did you send this email?
I have no answer.
Okay, I think we're done.
Mr. Blake Cross.
Okay, Double D. Can I call you Double D?
That's what my father used to call me. Yeah.
And your friends and family also call you Double D? Or just your father?
Just my dad. My friends call me Frank.
And I can imagine it's an endearing nickname because you care about people, don't you?
I like to be Frank.
And you sent this email because you care about people and you maybe jumped the gun, didn't you?
Yes.
You weren't certain about the heart attacking, whatever this was.
This sounds like leading. Can I object to this?
You can.
Yeah. I think it's leading. Judge Dredd, what do you
Yes.
think? Is this leading?
Sustained.
Okay.
Forgot I'm playing both people. It's weird. I mean, I'm assuming that's not an actual objection.
No.
Okay.
I not one of my ones
Yeah,
where
yeah.
I spend to reroll and all. No, that's I literally think he was asking a leading question.
Yeah, okay.
Stop that.
I feel like
Do you worry a lot, Double D?
I have some worries. The economy, it's not doing so good right now.
Do you make rash decisions, Double D?
My doctor says I don't have to worry about the rash.
Getting a little personal.
Did you have a rash when you sent this email, Double D?
Objection relevance?
Yeah, that's a bit of a question there. Why is this a question? How is this? I will.
I mean, he made a comical defense right there. Said the doctor says it's a rash or whatever. So I was just.
I'd like to keep that matter private.
You sent this email prematurely, didn't you, Double D? Because you were worried. Because you care about people.
I like people. And I don't
Okay.
want to see it. Yeah, I like people.
All right, no further questions. I was leading again on purpose.
Okay. This round, the not prosecution, the other word wins. Straight out. Post facto. Plaintiff.
Good
Yes.
job. Plaintiff wins.
Yes.
I won?
Yes.
Okay.
No rolls needed from defense. So, the way you're gonna play this is that you're gonna roll your. Let's see, how is a win gonna work? We'll play your highest stat. So choose your highest stat with a d20.
Stat or skill? Investigation is plus 13.
No, I mean your highest law related skill. So one of the
Law related thing.
Yeah.
Oh, of the ones on the column.
Right, yeah.
Law is plus 11.
So yeah, plus 11 and a d20.
I rolled a natural 1.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
You win, but at what cost?
Yep.
Okay. It is a minor win for the prosecution.
Damages, but not very many.
Yes. And then closing arguments.
Well, wait, we already know who won. We would do closing arguments before that, but then...
Oh no, that
No, it's the total win. We're
Yeah.
closing arguments for the total.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Closing arguments is persuasion with the jury, and then that's the end of the trial.
So are we role-playing a little bit there as well?
Yeah.
Or no?
I mean, if you
Okay.
want to.
Am I going first, or is he going first?
Who does normally?
Don't know.
I can go first.
Okay, sure.
Whenever the judge addresses me.
Oh, Mr. Blake, you can address the jury for closing arguments.
And then I just say like, okay, address the jury for closing argument.
Yes, the jury will hear your
A
closing
statement,
argument.
right?
Yes, statement.
Okay, yeah. Hello, jury. So it's clear that you all agree that Progenex's drug didn't have any provable effects that would cause a heart attack, and that Progenex is making drugs that help other people in the world, and that there was no evidence that could prove that the heart attacks were directly related to this drug. You all believe this.
This is the Jedi mind trick.
That's it.
Roll.
Am I rolling?
Yeah, and add persuasion.
But I was meaning to use my other stat.
No, you'll get to use persuasion on this one.
The other one? Okay, fine. I rolled a 7.
Okay. They seem disinterested in your statements.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mr. Spencer, final statements for the plaintiff.
So, you saw in the beginning what happened, how a woman's life was ruined by taking a drug that she thought was safe, and she's just one small sample. Now multiply that by thousands. And you saw how Progenix was not adequately tested or tracked. The defense's own witness said he had no access to what it was actually doing in the human population. And furthermore, you saw, when confronted with the reality of what their drug was doing, when a employee nobly tries to raise his concerns, he was ignored. There was no response, and you saw that they were in fact aware that there was a problem. So I think this is a pretty clear case. Rushed a drug to market, it caused problems, and when confronted with that, they covered it up. And that's it. I'm done.
All right. Roll persuasion.
Okay. That is a 10 on the dice. My persuasion is so total of an 18.
Okay. You can see some murmuring in the jury. The judge tells the jury that they can deliberate, and they come back after about an hour, and
That's really quick. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
they determine that Progenix is guilty, but that the bar for how guilty, I don't know, the amount that they found that they
Lower than
Yes.
we hoped.
so the judge says he'll take this into account in passing judgment, and they'll be paying for it.
So typically, I think the jury in a civil cases actually awards damages. It's two separates. We don't have to do it this way. This is your show, but there's like the first thing of who's liable, and then this probably varies by state, but then there would be like another trial or part of the trial where they actually determine what the damages are. But you could just do it all at once here.
I like it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know the best way to do it? Playing a game. So guys,
Alright.
choose a column. Choose a row.
All right. I got mine.
One more time. And we will not play. So there will be no roll in this choice. So if that impacts your decision, higher number means they pay more, or lower number means they pay less. So no roll, just straight number. What's your choice, Zach or Jordan?
I sent it to you.
Okay, I keep losing my graph. Okay, it is a +2. So
For me?
yes, so that is a
Okay.
win, further making Progenex pay more. So 20 million more. That's probably not enough. 200 million more. Sucks to be them. Going down, Progenex. You can see, what's his name? Daniel Davis, double D up there. He starts to cry. He's still there after an hour. He didn't go home.
He doesn't need to stay on the witness stand.
No one told him he could leave. Yeah. Okay.
Oh man, this is great. So I feel like this turned out super great. I got some leading information about this game, but I did not know this whole table and how that was going to work out, right? And I got to plan my character in advance for this. And so I basically just dumped all my points into intimidation. And then the whole point was to play an asshole that, you know, was just forceful for this company, because I don't want the company to win, actually, right? And so when this came out and I could just use the pressure row, that's all I did. I just rolled pressure every single time, and you caught on by the third one, and you ex post factoed it. It was perfect. I thought that was great.
Yeah. So, yay games. I hope you liked it. Tried to keep it at 2 hours. I'm pretty close.
The fact that you caught the pressure thing and you did the ex post facto, and that was like a whole mechanic for the game, I thought that was perfect for like how that was playing out. So I'm glad that happened.
That was
Keep
cool.
pressuring these witnesses.
Yeah. You almost lost too. That was close. That was close. If it wasn't for that ex post facto, I thought that was
Well, it
perfect.
didn't help him.
I mean, I was doing good on my rolls at least.
Yeah.
And you
so I
guys
don't know
didn't
how-
use objections either time, so.
Yeah, and see, that was the thing. Since I dumped everything into intimidation, I thought, okay, this is going to be a really powerful character with just flaws everywhere. So it'd give you a good chance to just like figure those flaws out and win. And I'm glad you did. That was great.
It was 8-4 though. I mean, he only won by if that last the closing argument hadn't have been enough to pass the check, it would have been mistrial. I don't know, whatever. It would have been a tie.
And you guys didn't use my characters.
Either one. Yes.
Either
Wait,
one.
I thought we used Lori.
No, I just made that one up on the fly.
Oh, what were the other?
Yeah.
What would we miss? The first one? What was the first? I know we missed one of them, but
You missed both of them. You didn't
Oh.
ask for either one of the witnesses that the specialist or the person who was with the company for a very long time, and then the
Oh.
fired employee.
Well, to be fair, we didn't know they existed, so
I called it out in the beginning. Yeah, the
Yeah,
fire.
we might have needed a list of things at the beginning, just
Yeah.
so we could keep referring back to them.
There's a lot of information, like with this whole like table thing and stuff, and I had like all these cards to read, and then I was like, oh, fuck, there's like a lot of information, so I just kind of winged
Yeah.
it.
I wanted you to have like options on how you approached it, so I was like, I think I might have given you a lot.
I ended up having to wing it too, but I enjoyed making the characters anyways, so whatever.
Maybe it'll come up in like a news flash, like because Luke's done those news flashes in our story arc or whatever. It'll probably characters
Yeah,
will
we could-
pop
we
up
could
in one of
easily
those.
do. That's the way to do.
Simon Peterson recently.
All right, cool. So, guilty, I guess, is the verdict.
Nice.
Liable. I don't think. they're-
Sorry, not innocent. Liable.
Liable.
I like liable.
That's the word.
This company is going to spend its time in company jail. All right, so I'll see how this recording works out. Have fun at work tomorrow. I tried to keep it to 10:30, but pretty close. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
next week we'll pick back up on episode 2, arc 6. Okay, cool. Let's plan for it. All right.
Cool.
See you later.
I'd see it.